So I've been fish keeping for a little over 2 years now, and I've not even owned a gravel vac in that whole time. Reason being because I never really overstock the tanks, and any of the waste produced by the fish that I have got in there will just go as nutrients for the plants to use anyway. Also, the tanks are always packed for the plants. But that's not the case with the Discus aquarium. Now we've got big fish in here. I feel like they've got tons of room to swim, and they actually really enjoy looking around and hiding and popping in and out of this little bridge I've made in the middle here. But that's not the point. The point is we've got epiphyte plants, so nothing's in a soil pulling nutrients from the bottom. So I feel like to be able to keep everything sort of super clean, I want to be able to vac this sand, because again, it's just a fine layer. It'll pick up all, for instance, there's some poop there, you know, a little bit of poop, stuff that wouldn't really bother me. But what the gravel vac's going to do is enable me to get in there and get those areas clean without putting my arms right in. Again, I don't want to stress the fish out, so that should help. If you're going to do any maintenance on your tank though, it's always a good idea to feed them before you do it. So let's give them some food. So that all went, oh, let me zoom out, there we go. So that all went really well. The Discus were very inquisitive as I was doing it, but you've got to be very careful and move nice and slowly, because even though they're not scared of me anymore, they're scared of themselves sometimes, and they just bolt. And I've had it before where they've bolted in the surface. Now they didn't jump out, but water splashed all over the picture George Farmer gave me, all up there on top of my silver placky thingy, all on the back. So yeah, you just got to move nice and steady, and they seem to be all right. Sometimes you're unlucky and they scare each other though. So I've done about 20% so far. I want to do about a 30% water change, but I've noticed down the bottom here, look, there's a few gaps where there used to be sand and they just got brushed up. Obviously the dust in there was a bit too small, or fine, sorry. Hi guys. They're brilliant now, they're not scared. Look, I can go right up close. They're not scared at all, which is absolutely great. Probably because they think I'm going to feed them. It's always that. But we like to pretend that they love us. Yes, they love us. Right, so I'm going to add some more sand. There's chaos over here at the moment, look. Yeah, I'm going to add this sand. It's just one sort of bucket full. That's not a bucket. What is that? It's a pot. Yeah, just to sprinkle over these areas. It will go a bit murky for a little while, but we can sort that out with some AccuClear or whatever. Oh, great. I just did a nice big water change and they pooped everywhere. Oh well, such is life. So are Discus easy to care for? Well, so far it's been the same as any other tank really. Just make sure your water parameters are good and everything sort of seems to take care of itself. That said, I have got some really good filtration on this tank and the plants are doing very well as well. Now we might get some squabbling later on between the group in there. Hopefully not, because they've all been raised since they were like tiny little babies. Babies, probably. I'm not even sure of that. I think I just made that up. But yeah, hopefully they just get along and we keep carrying on with no problems at all. MD, what on earth are you doing? Well, this is going to be the new stand for the paludarium there that you can oh, there you go, the paludarium that you can see there. I don't like it being this low. The new studio's got way more height than this, so I raised it up and also given it a section underneath where we can put some, I don't know, hardscape or even other tanks like storage tanks for plants or shrimp or, you know, nanofish, quarantine, whatever. And then I've also made a good gap under here, which is just the right height to put some storage bins to slide in underneath. And now I've got to clean all this up. I hate that part. Right guys, so I'm back at the studio. I'm gonna let you into a little secret. This area is a bit of a bomb site. So obviously everything else is looking really nice and neat and tidy and all cool and that, but this is the secret area. But it's okay, it's okay. The reason is obviously that I want to do, obviously, I keep saying obviously, stop saying obviously. I just want to build like cool racks or, you know, stands, whatever I've just built to go along here and all the way along there. So the reason I've sort of left that down there is that's going to be used in the storage areas underneath. So I'm going to get loads of these. I've already actually got about 8 already, but some of them have got like substrate and that in. Anyway, so and then they can just all sort of tuck in all the way along underneath. So I've got tons of storage then. The stuff here really doesn't actually need to be here, but that can all come out. So I'm going to clear that area now and move in that new stand. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. Now, obviously we can do a bit better than that, a few bits of hardscapes and plants and some substrate or sand, but, you know, it's going to be tanks there as well, but for now, that looks good. Well, not good, but, you know, it's a good use of space. And that's the thing, when you've got limited space, I mean, I've not got a small room here, but it's not, you know, massive. You've got to make the most of it, so that's what you need to do. Now, what do I do with the rest of this stuff? No, that's coming back to me at the house, in my shed, now my actual shed, to storage. All this stuff is needed, but not needed regularly, so it doesn't need to stay in the studio. That is where my 600 is going. If you're wondering what this is, by the way, it's a very cheap, just sort of Chinese generic opti-white tank. And then I made my own stand for it, as you can sort of see. And I know some of you will say, you should have put like stuff down. It's absolutely fine. I've had it now for like over a year. Never been an issue at all. But yeah, it's nice and simple. Little magnets at the side here, just hold it all together. Like that. There you go. And it's just perfect. But so yeah, it's going there. That's going to be the scape as well. Not quite like that. Obviously, I'll switch it around a bit. Just a little dust in the sand. A full-on tons of tannins in there. A black water scape right next to the angelfish. Look at them coming over to have a look. Lighting wise, I'm going to get one of these lights, just a smaller version of it, just to go above it. I really like them and just keep that uniform look going along, hang it from the ceiling. One question though guys, should I put a white or like a misted background on this one, or keep it with the brickwork? I mean, it'll kind of lose its sort of natural look if there's bricks behind it, because you don't really get that, but let me know what you think. It might look quite cool though.